If your skin has ever felt like it's just one wrong product away from complete rebellion, tight, irritated, and suddenly reacting to everything, then you've probably looked for something that actually repairs, like a barrier repair cream. And lately, one of the claims that I have seen pop up repeatedly in combination with that is the claim of NAD plus boosting skincare. So in today's Dr. Sam's Flawless Moisturizer Intense review, I want to look at if that is actually something new and great or just barrier repair with extra marketing. Because this one does feel good on the skin, especially if you're using tretinoin or exfoliants, but the real question is that all, or does this do more than a regular moisturizer? Let's talk. If you're new here, welcome. My name's Dr. Anne. I'm a medical doctor with a passion for skincare that works, and I'm here to teach you how to best take care of your skin and general well-being. So the main extra on the website is the NAD plus boosting claim, because other than that, it claims to repair and hydrate the skin, something other moisturizers do as well. I did a dedicated video for topical NAD plus in skincare, the benefits, supplements, all this jazz that I will link up here, but I will get back to it a little later. This one does has a little more substance than the more like lotiony textures I usually go for. Not in a heavy, greasy way, but you feel when it comes out of the tube that it has more substance, and you feel that when you spread it over the skin. There's no tagging though, it spreads really easily. Despite the website saying that it sinks in seconds and is really lightweight, I would probably disagree. It is something that I can feel on my skin after application, but in a good way. Like if my skin feels protected and nourished, not greasy and with an occlusive layer on top. So it's very, very comfortable. Like the rest of her line, this moisturizer is fragrance free, so you don't really get a scent, just something. There is something you can smell, but it's very faint and you don't smell it after you've applied it to your face. Depending on your skin type, you could use it both morning or night, or both if you're inclined to. My skin isn't as oily as it used to be, but I still don't like heavy products on my face, so for me it is more of a nighttime product, one that I constantly reach for now during the colder months, during winter, on my tretinoin nights. I applied that, let it sink in, and then applied my tretinoin. This is a technique called buffering that I've been doing for years, and that keeps my skin really happy. If you're more on the dry side, I think it would work just as well during daytime because it never pilled. I tried it with different things on top, different sunscreens, different makeups, and never had any issues with pilling, so that would work as well, just like you prefer it. I think it lends itself to use before tretinoin or after tretinoin, depending on how you do that, or after exfoliation if you did like had a heavy hand with exfoliation and feel your skin being a little I don't know if I like that, because with the panthenol and this like soothing texture, it works really, really well at keeping the skin calm afterwards. And even in the winter, I didn't feel the need to top it up with an oil or something like that, and I think unless you're very, very, very dry and outdoors, exposed to harsh winds and cold weather conditions, you need something extra on top either. It's perfectly fine on its own. Now, it is called NAD plus boosting skincare, so you might look for NAD plus on the ingredient list. You won't find it there, which is the norm because NAD plus is quite unstable, so it's usually not used in skincare products in itself, but usually you use something that boosts NAD plus production in the skin. The most common thing here is niacinamide, which is very commonly used, but there is also no niacinamide in this formula, which I admit surprised me a little because that is what I've come to expect when I read the NAD plus boosting claim. It might be good news for you if you do react to niacinamide, because I admit it can be a little tricky finding a product that does not contain niacinamide these days, because it's basically everywhere and in varying concentrations, so you very easily get it in your routine. But coming back to the NAD plus boosting claim, in this case, this is not a commonly known precursor, but a plant extract. More precisely, the sunflower shoot extract. Now, I have seen on the manufacturer website claims that this increases NAD plus production in the skin due to influencing an enzyme that is important in the process around NAD plus. And I have seen a few other brands use sunflower shoot extract for the exact same claim, but I am not aware of, outside of that, of any literature or any papers or any other research around that. That does not mean it does not exist, it just means I have not read anything about that. In general, it is not what I would go for if I were to incorporate NAD plus boosting into my routine, like on purpose. Which again, I said it in the other video and I mentioned it right now. I use niacinamide for that. Niacinamide is basically everywhere. But regarding the practical question, will this moisturizer do more for your skin than a regular good barrier repair moisturizer in terms of seeing diminished signs of aging or more skin energy? I'd say probably not something you would notice in the mirror. Leaving the NAD plus boosting claims aside, this reads like the who's who in the skin barrier repair fraction. You have ectoine, which is very, very popular, comes from eczema treatment. Then you have ceramides. Then you have the skin's own lipids to like replenish everything that your skin might have lost through your treatments or things that you have done or that have been done to your skin. And you have panthenol, which you know I'm a huge fan of in terms of soothing and calming down inflammation. There's also glycerin for hydration, and then there's fermented ingredients and madecassoside, which is one of the active ingredients of Centella asiatica. So again, the standard and some more exotic skin soothing, inflammation calming, and barrier supporting ingredients. I enjoyed the Dr. Sam's Flawless Intense Moisturizer a lot. It was very good at keeping my skin calm and happy through a quite cold winter with regular tretinoin use. While it might not be the one that makes me excited about grabbing it, it is one that I was grateful for during winter on tretinoin. As I said, I'm not sure about the NAD plus boosting claims, as I did not find anything outside the brand and manufacturer's website that supports the use of sunflower shoot extract for that, but it is one that I can recommend, especially if your skin gets irritated easily, you use strong actives like exfoliants or retinoids, and want something that just works. It is probably not the one that I would recommend if you want your moisturizer to do the main work in your anti-aging skincare routine, or if you can't stand the feeling of a product sitting on your skin. If you've tried it, please tell me what you thought in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this video, you will most likely enjoy the ones linked on the screen here. Don't forget to check out the description box for everything else I have to offer. Like and subscribe so you don't miss the next video, and I'm going to see you very soon.